Hello everyone, back for another doll video, and today I have an interesting situation. So, I was going to repair this 80s, let me see, 1987 body mold. So yeah, this is an 80s Skipper body, which I'm going to be using for this Stacy doll since she doesn't have a body. So it's going to be like Stacy grew up, so, you know. But I was going to repair the neck because I noticed that the neck was popping open on the seams on the side. And literally I noticed that the body was coming open at the shoulder as well. And so randomly I was like, because I did a tutorial on how to crack a Barbie open. So I did the same thing basically. So I used a screwdriver, I went into the arm socket, and I barely even pressed. And her torso came apart with all these little pegs intact. So all those little pegs fit into all these holes. And they didn't even glue her body together. So this is not the first time this isn't the first time I've encountered this. My Florida Vacation Christy doll, she was my first black Barbie that I ever got, like actual one. Like I had McDonald's ones, but she was my first like actual like black doll by Mattel, so I always called her my first black Barbie. And when I got her brand new back in 2003, this is what happened to her. They hadn't even glued her body together. Or I think what they do is they put chemicals that melts the plastic and then they stick the body together. So either they do that or they use glue or something, but they didn't even glue her together. And you can see that this doll was clearly, like this body was clearly played with because of the arms. Let's see if it will focus. I'm gonna have to tap the screen. Yeah, you can see how messed up the arms are right there. There are some scratches. Her feet have so yeah, this body has clearly, whatever doll this body belonged to was clearly played with, and somehow she didn't come apart. So that was a miracle, and I do have the little neck joint to go in there. So yeah, it's interesting how she was played with. I don't even know what Skipper doll this was. This was just a body and a lot of other like doll parts that I got, so I have no idea. But yeah, that's the skin tone, China made body, so I feel like it could be any Skipper from that time. But yeah, clearly her body was not glued together, but she was played with, so yeah. It's just mind-blowing how, because literally my Florida Vacation Christy doll came apart the day that I got her. Like, her body came apart, so I didn't even get to play with her. Like, the moment I got her out of the box and like moved her arm, I could instantly see the seam coming apart. So yeah, this one I actually had to pry a little bit. See, what I was gonna do was I was trying to like push the neck joint out of the way so it could make the neck open more. And I was gonna like try to go down in there with glue and everything, but I was like, since her body is already coming apart, I'm gonna like test this out and put the screwdriver in and push, and sure enough, her body came apart. So I was like, I'm just gonna take her body apart and just put glue in every spot instead of having to go in through the side of the opened neck and try to work around that. So now I have full access to everything. So now I'm actually going to be gluing her together. Gluing her body together. So I'm going to sand some of the parts down so that the glue grabs on. So I'm going to sand a little bit. Just to get rid of the glossiness. Same with what her arms are going to come off anyway. So yeah, I've already done the boiling water on her arms, like her hands, to get rid of some of the chew marks. And you can see there's still some little nibbles, but it's not as bad as it was. The same with this one. You can see a little indentation on the thumb. And that's about it, but there we go. But yeah, so her arms are good and everything, and her body is good, obviously. She doesn't have like any... Well, the only thing that is really wrong with her is like her foot is chewed. Like some kid chewed on it, and then it got bit right here by a rat or a mouse or something. So yeah, but that's pretty much the only thing that's wrong. I'm also going to sand down, or not sand down, but I'm just gonna sand these very lightly. The little pegs, the ends of them. Because they are kind of shiny and I want to get rid of all that shine. Because that's going to help the glue get a better hold. Now, since her torso didn't even break apart, everything literally just popped right apart. So all these little pegs literally popped out of these little holes because there was no glue holding them in. So yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes together. But yeah, whenever I was doing this, I was gonna like open the neck. So I had the neck joint in there. If I can push it in. So yeah, I had the neck joint in there, and I was gonna like try to pry it open and try to push the nozzle of the glue down in there to try to glue the peg. See, now I have to get my screwdriver again. I probably shouldn't have done that. Well, there we go. Because I don't want to risk breaking any of the little pegs. But yeah, I was trying to I was going to try to glue this part, because I could see that it wasn't even glued together. So I was going to try to glue that peg, and then I noticed the shoulder pegs were coming out. Yeah, so then I just was like, maybe her whole body is just going to come open. Maybe it's literally going to be like my Florida Vacation Christy, where she was not glued together at all. What's weird is that I tested this part, so this is made of the same plastic, her pelvic piece right here, and this has been glued. This right here is glued. I've been smacking it against things, so I've been smacking it. I stuck my screwdriver down in here to try to pry, and it's not coming apart at all. So this has been glued, but the torso somehow missed. the missed that process. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there. The same with my Florida Vacation Christie. The bottom portion that twisted and turned, this part on my Christie doll was glued, but the torso wasn't. So I don't know what happened. But back then I didn't care. And I don't care now because I can just glue all that together. And of course when I have to, because my glue, the lid is stuck. This happens all the time. I will be back when I get the lid off. Okay, so I had to switch over to a different tube of super glue because this one is literally stuck. So I hate these. I hate these little metal tubes of glue because the lid gets stuck constantly and just a nightmare. So it's very frustrating. So anyhow, now that I have done that, let me see if I can get some better light over here. To make sure you guys can actually see what I'm doing. See, I'm gonna put some right here. On that little peg. Put some down in these little holes. But see, now I have full access to all these little holes to be able to put the glue in. So, whoops. Kind of overfilled that one. That's fine. I'll do a little bit on the edges. Like this. And I prefer to work with the watery, liquidy glue, because the gel glue I've noticed just isn't as strong. At least in my experience, it's just I've never gotten gel glue to work properly. So I'm gonna reassemble her body. So put the arm on. The other arm. Neck joint. And then we're gonna close her up. Those little pieces of hair, we don't want those. And so I'm just gonna press. And keep pressing. And this should make it to where her body never comes apart again. I definitely probably won't be able to stick a screwdriver in her arm socket and just barely push to get the torso apart. No, now it's probably going to take some force. Wow, you can't even really see any glue. Yeah, so that's still open a little bit. I guess I didn't push together hard enough. Nothing I can do about it now. It's just gonna have to be open. I mean, I can. Well, it doesn't really matter because the pieces actually glued into there, so I guess it doesn't really matter if it's, you know, slightly open. As long as it stays together, then it should be fine. But yeah, she turns and all that stuff. The neck joint is still able to move. I didn't glue the neck joint in because there is no chipping or cracks in the neck or anything like that. So I think it's good to keep the neck articulation in this case because the neck isn't busted. So there's a little crack right there. There's a teeny tiny little bitty crack. Not sure if you're going to be able to tell. Yet there's a little crack going right down here. I guess I could put some glue on that. Just to kind of patch it. Yeah, I never even noticed that there was a little teeny tiny fracture there in the neck. Let's see if I can get that to focus. But yeah, I put some glue there to kind of prevent it from cracking anymore. The front, let me see. Yeah, I kind of see a little tiniest little fracture like right in there. I guess I will put some there too. You know, I'll just put it all around the neck. How about that? Just for extra protection. But the cracks are like very, very small. I had to really look to be able to see them. But I will put glue all around this for extra protection. It looks like somebody bit the neck. Like there's a... I'll have to show you in a minute. Like it looks like someone bit the neck to try to like push it back together. So yeah, let me see. But yeah, there's a little bite mark like right there. And possibly a few more. Yeah, and the front too. So yeah, you can see some little indentions like in the neck. So someone must have tried to push the pieces back together at some point with their teeth. Maybe that's where the hand marks came from, where they got chewed and then the foot got chewed. Maybe they just got frustrated because the body wouldn't stay together, and so they were just like, screw it, I'm just gonna chew on this doll. I mean, I used to do that when I was a kid, like the Barbies that had the really big feet. Oh yeah, here we go. So like one of these dolls, one of the beach dolls that had the really big feet, I used to chew the feet off because I hated them so much. So yeah, when I was a kid, I used to chew those off. So yeah, and from a child's perspective, I guess I kind of understand, but it's still destructive, and I don't do that anymore. I like to try to preserve my dolls. So yeah, I guess I'll come back when the glue around the neck is dry and I have her head back on. So the glue has dried and her neck joint is a lot tighter now. Yeah, she's back on her body, like her new body. So I love how this Stacy looks on the Skipper body. Like, she just looks so good. Like, she doesn't look really short anymore. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why they chose this face mold for Stacy and then they chose this one for Skipper. Because literally, this one looks more baby dollish. Like, the eyes are way bigger than. Just the features are way more baby doll like. And this face looks more mature and grown up. Like, this one looks more grown up because she has more makeup on. Like, makeup tends to make someone who's younger look more mature and older, I guess. So, yeah, having this intense makeup makes her look more grown up. But I just prefer the Stacy. And eventually they changed the Skipper mold to a sculpt that was more like this. So, personally, I like Stacy on this taller body. I think she looks more proportionate. I mean, preferably, like, this is a Malaysia head, so I'm not gonna sure if you're gonna be able to see beyond the neck. A lot of dolls, like from the 80s. So you'll like have some 90s dolls, even some like 2000s. Like if they were made in Indonesia, they'll say like Indonesia on the inside of the neck rim. It's like a lot of older Barbies and stuff, they'll have this. So with some Barbies, if you want to know where they're made, see it says Malaysia right in there. So preferably I would have liked to find a Malaysia body to put her on. This is a China one. But whatever, the skin tone matches. She now has a body to go on, so. And I think she looks good on there. She is much more grown up now. She's more proportionate with her body. I don't know, like on her original body, she kind of had a big old head and everything. So yeah, but that's just the comparison between that. So an actual Skipper face with the Stacy face mold. So yeah. Yeah, I like her on this body. So like if you have a spare Skipper body lying around, like 80s Skipper body, and you don't have a body for your Stacy doll, there you go. I mean, she kind of looks like one of those Babysitter Incorporated, I think that's what it's called, one of those dolls. So yeah, she kind of looks like one of those. I forget what company made them, but Babysitter's Club or whatever. I think they made some dolls. So yeah, she kind of looks like one of those now. But yeah, that is basically how you put, like if you have a body that hasn't been glued together. Or if the body just had really weak glue and comes apart, well, there you go. And you can see that the neck, like I'm pushing on it, nothing's happening. Like before, all I would have to do is just like push on her face and the seam would already start coming open. And then eventually I tugged on the arms, so now when you tug on the arms, the body is not cracking open. So that is very good. And this body is solid now, good to go. And I can literally, you know, roughhouse with this and it's not going to come apart. So she now has a very sturdy body that she can go on. She was literally just a loose head that I got because I had a Stacy head like this when I was a kid, and she was just a head like that my mom found rolling around in one of our toy boxes along with a Sparkle Beach Barbie head. And so when my cut and style redhead, my very first one, when her head got kind of messed up from, you know, me pulling her head off and on. The long story short, her head snapped off. And then my grandma tried to fix her. She accidentally made a slit in the back of the neck when she was trying to get the neck joint out, I guess. And so, because of my OCD, I used to like push her head down like that and pop her head off again. Push it down, pop it off, push it down, pop it off. And so my cut and style redhead, eventually the neck cracked all the way up into her scalp. So she couldn't go on her body anymore. So eventually Sparkle Beach Barbie inherited her body, which the skin tone didn't even match, because Sparkle Beach Barbie is much tanner. But I just literally thought Sparkle Beach, I didn't even know that her name was Sparkle Beach back then. I just knew that she was the doll with the really sparkly earrings. But I just thought she was really super old and that her face had discolored or something. So, but yeah, I had a Stacy head along with that. She never got a body. I literally just played with her as a head. Like, played with her hair and whatnot. But I think her lips were lighter than this. And I think she had big chunky earrings. I don't remember. But yeah, she was basically one of these like early 90s Stacy heads. And so I remember getting this one on eBay because I wanted another Stacy like that one that I had. And I liked her because she had like brighter lips and earrings, and then she has like little bits of pink in her eyes. So you can see like right in there, she does have pink. Let me see if I can show you. But yeah, you can see there's some pink in her eyes. Like right in there. It's kind of showing up purplish on camera. But yeah. I don't think mine had that. I think where this pink is was blue. So, and her lips were much lighter than this. They looked more like peachy, I guess. But it was the same screening and same crimped hair and bangs and all that, same skin tone. I think this one is Polly Pocket Stacy. I think that's what one she was, but yeah. But yeah, she was just ahead when I bought her. She was like $5 on eBay. So I was like, you know what? I want my childhood back. She's not the exact one that I had, but she is close enough. And now she has a body, so I can actually play with her. I actually have been putting her in this Teen Talk Barbie outfit. So like the, well, this is what I was doing. This is going to be a long video, so hopefully I'll get a snack or something. I never know how long these videos are going to be. But no, what I did with her was I took these shoulder straps up over like this and crisscrossed them. Like that. They kind of like to twist. I don't want them twisted up. So then I closed this, and of course it's way too baggy on her, so I had to kind of push this like that so that it would kind of fit. Yeah, I didn't want to take this off. I had it on her before I started working on her, and I was like, it took me a lot to get her outfit looking like that. So, but I don't want to permanently alter this outfit so that it fits her, because I still want my regular Barbies to be able to wear it. And then I just took a safety pin, kind of poked it through like this. I'm just gonna get her dressed. But yeah, I kind of turned her into like a preteen Teen Talk Barbie or whatever. So yeah. So put the safety pin in there and kind of adjust it a little bit so that it fits a little bit better. And then I have the shorts. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit baggy up there, but whatever. Whatevs. This outfit is cute on her, though, and I am living for it. Yeah, I try to put both her feet in the same hole. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. One foot through each leg hole, and then you pull them up. This is the one thing about, like, the rubber legs, is, like, putting pants on them and stuff was always a nightmare. Ugh. Oh my god, look at that. Isn't that cute? And the crisscross straps like that. And the colors go so well with her face paint. It's just very springtimey. She's ready to go, like, ride her bike through the park or go take photos in the garden, or I don't know. Yeah, this needs to be, like, pushed a little bit more. Let me see if I can do any better. So I'm going to take the safety pin off and, like, try to push it even more, because I need it to be as tight as possible so it's not all baggy, because we don't want her boobs coming out. That is inappropriate. Yeah, we don't want all that happening, so I'm gonna try again. And I think I got it. Let's see. It's still gonna be a little baggy. Whatevs. It's just gonna have to be like that. But yeah, does she not look cute in that outfit? Oh. Yes. She's ready to go do some fun springtime things. We'll go to the mall in this outfit. But yeah, if you have one of these skipper bodies lying around and a Stacy head that's like this one, highly recommend just popping her on one of these. Like, if your Stacy doesn't have a body, oh yeah, she goes great on there. She's very trendy looking now. And yeah. And now she has a waist that can actually turn. The original Stacy body can't actually turn. So now she can actually, like, she's moving and grooving and all that fun stuff. So yeah. And the neck is thicker than a Stacy doll neck, so, like, slightly thicker. So it will be a little bit more durable than her original neck. I'm assuming that's why she wound up on eBay in the first place as just a head, because I'm assuming her original body probably broke. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but she has a new body now. And her neck isn't loose at all, so yeah. She ready to go. Her hair, oh my gosh, look at this. She got some thick hair. Like, she got a lot of her. But yeah, she's on a Malaysia doll in a China body, but whatever. Skin tone definitely matches pretty well. It's a little bit more yellow, I guess, but whatever. She has a body now. Bottom line, she has a body, and she no longer has to live as just a random head rolling around. So yeah. anyhow, thank you guys for watching my long video. That was just a bunch of randomness. That's kind of what you get when you come to my channel. Like, you're gonna get like whatever. Like, I'll have the topic and then I will go off on something else. Like, I had no intentions of like dressing her on camera and like going through all that story time about my original Stacy doll and all that stuff, but it happens. I just have a lot of things about my dolls that I like to talk about. Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on, because that is how passionate about dolls that I am. So, and I have loads and loads of nostalgia, like nostalgic memories with dolls and everything. So it's always fun to reminisce and look back and remember all those wonderful memories. So anyhow, enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching. More videos to come, and remember to stay true to you.